Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I wanted to talk to you about the upcoming Battlefield 1 DLC called They Shall Not Pass. This is focused almost exclusively around French campaigns and World War I, and I personally am excited for it. I really like Battlefield, I think it's a great game, but I've kinda gotten tired of playing all the same maps. So we got a lot of info about the new stuff. I'm gonna go over in like Super Turbo mode, and the gameplay you're seeing is what I'm gonna call abbreviated operations. It's just one continuous operations match that I played, but just the fun parts and not the parts of me recovering health, hiding, or anything like that. So the setting for this DLC, again, is almost exclusively French campaigns, albeit from different time periods, some at the beginning of the war, and some in the middle, and some in the end. Some of the maps will be absolutely beautiful, kind of like this, or maybe like this. However, after you've played on them a while, or at least as in different operations as the time passes and you get later into the war, they're much more likely to look like Hell on Earth or something like this. Speaking of which, there's going to be 2 new operations created with all of these maps, which all I can say is thank goodness. The more new operations we can get, the better. I've kind of gotten tired of playing the same ones over and over again, so that's a huge bonus to me. They're adding new weapons to every single class. The Assault class gets this weird tanker SMG. Really the fun one for me is looking like the support class. They're getting the craziest looking LMG I've ever seen in my life. I don't know, I think that's just kind of the fun part about Battlefield 1 for me, is you get to use all these crazy guns. Sniper, medic, pistols, all that new stuff as well, but for me, I'm all about the LMGs. They decided to change up the behemoths and special classes a little bit. They added a new French tank behemoth, which is this giant, colossal death tank that you get. It's going to be kind of like a regular tank, but on super steroids. Maybe like the train you can drive anywhere. I mean, this has to compete with the Dreadnought, the train, and the blimp, so it has to be pretty beefy, and it's like a 5 or 6 man vehicle, so that'll be fun. They decided to change up the elite classes a little bit by adding in a new one. I think that's a good thing. For whatever reason, and I'm not sure why, it seems like the only elite class I ever get my hands on is the Sentry class. The sniper or anti-tank class is on very few maps. The submachine gun one is very rare. Flamethrower one's a little more common, but I hardly ever am able to pick anything up besides the stupid Sentry one. So adding a new special class will be very nice. It is a trench warfare melee class, a big scary looking French dude who throws a ton of grenades and is melee only. If he's melee only, I'm hoping they increase the health significantly, because if he has the same amount of health as the other special classes but with none of the ranged weapons, it's going to suck major donkey balls. And one of the other things they've teased is a new field weapon or stationary weapon, which is pictured here. It's essentially like a mortar, so if you don't have a mortar class, you can still use an artillery gun or artillery cannon. Not sure why that was added when we already have field guns. We have artillery from the behemoths, we have a lot of other stuff, but they decided to add it, and any sort of variety is good because all of this was needed. Battlefield 1 needs new guns. It kind of has a serious lack of gun diversity. There's only a couple of weapons for each kit, and the other ones, trench, storm or anything like that, are essentially variants. More maps, more classes, and all that are also going to help, because Battlefield 1 has gotten a little bit on the stale side right now. I want to say it's still a great game. I think it's the second best shooter of this year, next to Overwatch. I still like Overwatch better, but Battlefield is bae. It's a fantastic game. But the lack of class options, or lack of, we'll say, unique weapons and situations, and kind of getting the same Sentry kit over and over again, has begun to feel repetitive to me. So instead of playing Battlefield every day, I'm playing it just a couple of times a week now, or on stream. It's like a fun game for me. It's like a place I go just to have fun and do goofy World War I simulator. But adding new content to that is fantastic. It'll freshen the game up, give me new operations, give me new things to screw around with, and I, for one, am excited about it, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I will be at the DLC capture event to get some early gameplay for you. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.